Hey guys, in science this week, we're going to be continuing looking at food chains, who and what make up a food chain and why they are important. You're going to really look at the vocabulary this week, where last week you looked at the actual food chain. This week, you're going to look and focus on the vocabulary. So just a review, remember a food chain is the path of food energy from one organism to another in an ecosystem. The food chain shows, how energy moves from the sun to plants to animals. So these are some vocabulary words that you're going to be looking at. There's also some really good games that will help you in the plans. So make sure you look at those and that will help you remember some of these words. So we have producer, consumer, decomposer, herbivore, carnivore, omnivore, predator, prey, primary consumer, and then secondary consumer. So remember, each member is important. And we're going to look at who is each member and why they are important. And again, focusing on vocabulary. And it always starts with the sun. So first is the sun. In almost every food chain, energy comes from and starts with the sun. And then the sun gives energy to the producers. Green plants are the producers in the food chain and use the energy from the sun to make their own food. And then the producers give energy to the consumer. And the primary consumer comes first. Remember, consumers do not make their own food. They must eat the producers to get energy and survive. And the primary consumers come first. They are an herbivore, meaning they eat the green plants to get energy to survive. Our zebra is a consumer, primary consumer, herbivore, and prey. And prey means it will be eaten by another consumer. The primary consumer gives energy to the consumer, and now it's the secondary consumer because that comes next. Remember, again, consumers do not make their own food. The secondary consumers eat primary consumers to get energy to survive. They eat the other animals. That means that the secondary consumers are carnivores, meaning they only eat meat. And the lion here is a consumer, secondary consumer. He's a carnivore and a predator. And remember, predator means they hunt prey for food. Science fact. Sometimes our primary consumers and secondary consumers can be an omnivore. And an omnivore is an animal or organism that eats both plants and meat. So the secondary consumer gives energy to decomposers. And they return the food chain's energy back into the ecosystem because they get its energies by feeding off of the matter of the consumer once it dies. So this week, you're going to be completing your science activity in Seesaw again to show what you know about the vocabulary and terms, and then you're going to describe your food chain like a true scientist. Good luck.